I I was at the game. If you've seen my, I did stream it here and there. Posted it as well too. It was a mistake as to starting Senga, and I even said it myself. I was not. I would never start Senga. I was even afraid when they started him off in the Phillies. Yeah, we got. I think we got lucky in Philly because Philadelphia was not as patient hitters as the Dodgers are, and it showed. The moment Senga walked and got the bases loaded, I'm like, this is it. I mean, he's either got to get shut, he's got to get pulled in the first inning, he's got to get pulled, or the fact that he was able, gave up 2 runs in that one inning. I knew at that point, it's like maybe the Mets can be patient and get to Flaherty, but I think you could see the Mets' impatience at the plate as well too, because they were very impatient. It was only at the fourth inning when Lindor finally got on base through a walk. Flaherty was like lights out. It looks like, and like I was afraid that was going to happen. And the fact of the matter is like Winker. I don't know what he did. I don't know why he did that. I was like thinking maybe what, get rid of like sit Winker out, pull him out, bring in JD Martinez, but they didn't do that either. I mean, I think JD Martinez would have been better to play instead of Winker, but it's hard to say. Now the question comes down to is can Manaea pitch today and get the Mets out of it? Because the thing is, let's say if Manaea had pitched yesterday, or Severino for that matter, the fact that the Mets offense didn't kick in, it's possible it would have been a lost game. So hoping Manaea today, the Mets can give him some runs. I think maybe they settle down and they start hitting, and they're patient at the plate and they can start hitting. I'm hoping that's the case, but we'll have to see later on tonight's game. Today's game actually at 4 o'clock or 4:30, depending on whatever time you want to call it. I'm hoping the Mets could come out as a split. I'll say this: like I went to yesterday's game. You'd be surprised as how many Mets fans there were. Problem was is like by the time the score was 6-0, practically a lot of Mets fans were leaving. I'm like, I'm not leaving. I gotta wait. I'm gonna wait this game out because I was hoping and praying that something would happen, but unfortunately, it didn't. Um, I'm a little concerned more so. Mineo could be good, but at the same time, he is streaky, similar to Severino. And I hate to say this, but like maybe Peterson should have started. Maybe Peterson should have started. Quintanas, hopefully he can do it. He's also streaky too. So like, if there is a game 5, which I'm hoping there is a game 5, um, maybe the Mets can use Peterson. I'm hoping as a game 1 starter. I would not use Senga. Forget about using Senga. It was a mistake to bring him on board. If anything, maybe he'd be good as a one inning reliever, but in reality is like it's looking to prove otherwise. So they if the Mets are somehow by some miracle able to make it to the World Series, we don't use Senga. Don't keep him on board. Just put him out. Forget about using him. Um, Blackburn would have been good to come in at this point, but unfortunately he's out. So sad to say, that's it. Let's hope that Manea and Severino can work out game 2 and game 3, basically to the point like it lifts us up and we can get these 2 wins from them. Quintanas, hopefully, if he could keep the Dodgers in under 1 run or maybe two under 2 runs, I think then we could probably win that game. Similar to Manea, if Manea can keep the Dodgers to 2 runs at most and that's it, I think the Mets have a shot. Same thing with basically with Severino. I think if we can keep the basically for all these pitchers that we have going up, even Peterson if he goes into game 5, that is, if they can keep the Dodgers to 2 runs for the remaining part of the game, I think the Mets have a shot of winning at that point because at that point the Mets in their mind will like, all right, you know what, we have a shot. We'll just be more patient. I think in this situation the Mets were not patient. I wish they were, but you could tell they were not patient. I think this was maybe jitters, and so probably this gets wiped out. It's cleared out of the system, and they start doing what they need to do. But only time will tell. We'll have to see what happens in tonight's game, basically, or sorry, today's game. I keep saying tonight's game when in reality it's going to be a 4 o'clock game. But with that, I'll leave it at that. If you like this content, like this video, please hit the like button or hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed, I do ask to hit the subscribe button And you're welcome to leave a comment in the comment section with some feedback. And I do read all my comments and I do respond to them. Let me know your thoughts exactly. Do you think Mineo has a shot of beating the Dodgers? Similarly, do you think that Severino has a shot of beating the Dodgers? I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm a little bit afraid, honestly. It's more so to the point like it's the fact that Freddie Freeman was able to score a run. He was able to run. The guy could barely run, and he was running from second and scored. I was like, no, what happened? Peterson, yeah, he came in as a bad time for relief, and he gave up those runs. But I think those were jitters on his part as well too. I think he's probably settled down. I'm hoping he'd settle down. Honestly, it was just meant a lot of mental mistakes. You could see there were a lot of mental mistakes as well too. I will say this: at least it was great that Alvarez actually was able to like throw Otani out when he was caught stealing. I'm like, yes, finally, one good thing that came out of it. Again, when Iglesias hit the bloop single and Winker was like caught in that not a rundown, but like that bad base running, that's when I knew the Mets pretty much were done. That was it. Like they were done. I'm hoping maybe JD Martinez comes in and maybe he can help the offense. I think Nimmo's out unfortunately today for today's game. At least I think he is, because I didn't realize he was injured or not. But let me go check for a second. Give me a second. Oops. Nimmo's injury. I didn't realize Nimmo was injured actually. Oh. So he's got plantar fasciitis. Honestly, Nimmo too. I mean, I hate to say this, but like, maybe he needs to rest. He needs to rest. He needs to rest out because I don't think he has anything. It doesn't hurt him because it doesn't hurt the Mets. Put it this way. I mean, defensively it might, but offensively he wasn't getting any hits and he wasn't drawing any walks. He was definitely not patient. I think the jitters were there with him as well too. I think you could tell that he was like. Really, this was not something that he was used to. Alonso, he's got to step up as well too. I hate to say it, he's got to step up as well too. I was really getting pissed off at everyone shouting MVP for Otani. They were all shouting MVP every time he came up to bat, and I was hating. I was hoping and praying that it was a case where Lindor would replicate what he did with the Phillies and the Braves, where they come back, they win the score, and basically Lindor is the one that hits the home run. I think we Mets fans were already there at that game, ready to shout MVP, his name, MVP for him, basically at that point. But, anyways, I'll leave it at that. Hopefully, the Mets win tonight or wins today, basically. Let's go Mets!